Hello guys, in this session let's talk about calendars and the use of calendars in project 2016. Calendars, be it for the overall project or for a resource person, enables you to identify the work and the non-working hours, days, weeks and months during the life of the project. By default, there are three types of calendars in Microsoft Project 2016. That is the standard calendar, from which you can see on my screen. We have the standard calendar, we have the shift calendar, and the 24 hours calendar. However, you can modify these calendars, any of these calendars, to suit the project need. You would see I have two other calendars which I have modified from the standard calendar. So by default, like I said, you have the standard, the shift, and the 24 hours calendar. However, you can modify these calendars. Now let's talk about how to modify calendars from the existing three calendars which I just showed you. In Microsoft Project, to modify your calendars, you go to the Project tab and click on the Change Working Time. Now when you click on the Change Working Time, you see this dialog box comes up, and you can see the calendar we're looking at right now is the standard project calendar. You also have, from the legend, you can see which days are the working days, the not working days, and some other legends. You can also see that you can create new calendars. So if you need to modify any of these three calendars, be it the standard calendar, the night shift, or the 24 hours calendar, this is how you create a new calendar. So straight away we'll try to create a new calendar for this project. When I click on create new calendar, it asks me what kind of calendar do I want to create. I want to name the calendar, and I want to mention or choose from the templates. I want to make a copy of this 24 hours calendar, I want to make a copy of the night shift calendar, or I want to make a copy of the standard calendar. For this example, I'm going to click on the standard calendar and rename this new calendar as new calendar 1. Okay, and I'll click on OK. Now you would see the name has been changed, and I'm using the new calendar 1 which I've just created. Also, bearing in mind that we have made a copy of the standard calendar which shows Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday as a working day and excludes Saturdays and Sundays. However, I would like to include Saturday as a working day for my project. Before I do that, I would also like to talk about exceptions. Exceptions will include things like holidays, alright, and so any other kind of holidays. So let's create holidays in the month of April called Easter holiday. So go in here and type in Easter holiday, and I need to specify the start time and the finish time, or the start date and the finish date. So with the assumption that I'm going to start on Friday and the last day for the other day will be on a Monday, and when I'm done with that I can click OK. But before I click OK, I want to show us how to include Saturday as a working day. Okay, so I'll go to weekdays, click on details, I'll select Saturday, alright, and choose the last one which allows me set these as a working time. So when I click on this, I can specify the start time and the end time. So I'll make this a 9 a.m. start till 12 noon, and I'll come back after 1 hour and end at 4 o'clock. So once I do that and I click on OK, now you can see Saturday has been included as a working day, with the exception of the holiday which we created under the exception. Alright, so that's how you modify a template of the calendar to suit your project need. Creating the calendar through the change working time is not just enough. You want to be sure the calendar is the one you're using. So two ways to know that: you go to File, Info, and you want to change this calendar to suit the new calendar which you just created. So we just created a new calendar one, and I'm just gonna save. The other thing is you want to check this Gantt area, right click, not working time, and you also want to specify the new calendar, and you click on OK. Now the calendar has been taken into effect. Alright, that's how to create a new calendar for the project and how to load that calendar. Secondly, let's talk about how to modify calendar for a particular work resource. This calendar would only affect that work resource and not the entire project. For us to modify the resource calendar, we need to be in another different view from this. This is the Gantt view, but we need to be in the resource sheet, which is a different view. So I can either click on view and go to resource sheet, or I can go to tags, drop down of my Gantt chart, and choose the resource sheet. Now I have this list of resources, and I have 3 work resource, 1 material resource, and a cost resource. Now you would see the calendar which this PM is working with. So for the project, I will change all this to the new calendar just for the work resource. However, I need to modify just the BA, the business analyst calendar, and this is where I can do that. So I'll double click on the business analyst, and I'll head straight to change working time, and then I have the calendar comes up. Now the reference is the new calendar, but I'm looking at the resource calendar just for the BA. So whatever modifications I do to this calendar right now, I'm doing that to the BA and not for the overall project, even though the base is the project calendar. For this example, I'm just going to modify the BA's calendar and create an exception for just one of the days of the week. So remember how to create exceptions. Go in here, say holiday, and specify which day of the week. So I'm just going to say 20th, and it's going to be off up to the 22nd, and I click on OK. Now that's just the calendar for the BA, and once I click on OK, it takes effect. Now for us to confirm what we just did, I want to go to project, change working time, and I can see the overall project calendar which we're using. I can also see the BA, and when I click on the BA, it shows me the calendar for the BA, taking its reference from the base calendar which you created, and I can see those holidays I specified for just the BA. Now if you take the calendar for the PM, you'll see it doesn't have those 3 days that we specified for the BA. So we can see the active base calendar for the project, and we can also see the calendars for each of the resources working on the calendar. Having said that, I'm just going to click on OK. Now the last thing which I'm going to talk about is how to make that calendar we've created a global template. What do I mean? When you go to File, Information, and Organizer, okay, you can see Organize Global Template. Now when I click on Organize, I can see the view, report, and different other templates, but I'm more interested in the calendar. So right now you can see the calendars available in the global template, and you can also see the calendars available just for this particular project. This is the one we've just created. This is a calendar coming from the global template, and also the standard calendar coming from the global template, but they are made available in this project. Now you would see I have a new calendar one also made available in this global template. How did I do that? I'll simply click on this and copy it into the global template, but because it's existing, it tells me, oh, it's existing, do I want to replace it? And I'm just going to say yes. Okay, now if you don't have a particular calendar in this training, project 1 training, you can load it from the global template into this project you're working in. So I can click on this and load it into this place. So now I have it, or I can have this and delete it just for this project. Okay, and that's how you create calendars, modify calendars, and you also load your calendars from the global template, or you save a calendar from a new project into the global template. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next session. Please ensure you like, give your comment, and also push the subscribe button. Thank you very much.